Hello and welcome to the AfroLeague PC, round 14 at Singapore. This is Bonehead's fastest qualifying lap and some positions that people are aiming for. Bonehead, Boss and Ewan are all going for podiums. They usually finish on the podium, so it'll be easy for them to manage. Riot Box is going for 7th. He's won races before, so I think he's aiming quite low. He doesn't seem too confident with Singapore. I was realistically aiming for about 6th, but I know that Singapore is probably my best chance for a podium again. I quite like tracks that have barriers around. Alex is aiming for 8th. His average position is about 5th, so I think he'll easily manage 8th. Mindbed is aiming for 5th, and he's got a similar pace to Alex, but he's a bit less consistent, so he's going to have a mistake-free race if he wants to get that 5th position. Jack is aiming for 5th, and he averages around 5th place. X-Shatter is aiming for 7th, and he's finished ahead of that position 4 times, so he could easily do that. Nathan's going for 8th. He's only finished ahead of that once, so it's a realistic expectation for him. Will can't make the race, but he hopes everyone has fun. KQ-Stag isn't racing today, but he hopes to join us in the next few races. And Marcus isn't with us today. I'm not going to bother commentating on the whole race, since there were quite a few incidents and a lot of corner cutting, so it's all I'd be talking about. I put some replays at the end of the video to highlight these problems. Hopefully there aren't as many incidents in the next races, as it's not fun to watch, and I might as well be making videos of quick races instead. Thanks to the people that let me use their views for this video. I'll put some links to the videos at the end, and Bonehead qualified 4th on the grid with that lap, although he didn't leave 2 wheels on track at all times. The views today are Bonehead with audio, Nathan, Alex, Riot Box, and Ewan for 1 lap.
friend has got a new set of prime tyres fitted, going for a longer period between stops. Be careful when overtaking, they should let you through. to go. It'll cost you a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race now. I know it's difficult, but you're doing a great job. Keep at it.
Bonehead crosses the line in first position. Nathan is one lap down and meets his goal for 8th. Riot Box finishes 10 seconds behind for 2nd position. I was 5 seconds behind him, taking 3rd after a clean race. Boss took 4th. Alex and Mindved took 5th and 6th place, with Jack falling 2 places short of his goal, taking 7th. I don't think the finishing results were very important, because there were quite a few incidents that affected the order. Ewan was very quick during qualifying, and I'm sure he had the pace to win the race if he hadn't have been taken out. I'd like to highlight some incidents here, and there were a few in this race. Feel free to leave your opinions in the comments, but here's what I think. This is also a message to the AfroLeague players of what and what not to do. Ewan gets his first lag tap after getting 4 wheels off track, opening the door for Riot Box, then closing the gap. He pretty much gave that lag tap to himself. Riot Box was quite far back, but if Ewan had taken the corner properly, he'd have been alright. Ewan's second lag tap was from Boss, and Boss had seen the first lag tap happen, but didn't seem to take that into account. As he brakes too late and too hard, it's obvious to me that it was going to cause Ewan to get lag shunted. I would have braked gently and earlier, especially after seeing the lag tap before, especially because it's the first lap, and especially because that barrier on the left has a flat angle and would have destroyed the car. And no surprise, Ewan does get destroyed. If you want to avoid lag pushing, then brake gently over a long distance, It's not efficient, but it's safe. And you have the entire race to make DRS overtake if the lag is that bad. If you can't help yourself destroying other cars, then maybe you shouldn't be playing F1 2012. And sadly, Boss gave it too much again on the first lap, putting his car sideways to the traffic. What he could have done is stop the car, rather than roll into everyone's path. The go system can't be relied on, so treat your car as if it's always solid. One little thing that annoyed me is seeing players drive through yellow flags to overtake. And here's Jack taking the inside, blocking Alex from taking his position back. If you're going to overtake someone who went slowly for an incident, don't block them from taking their position back. For Alex to keep his position on track, he'd have had to drive quickly through the incident, which just encourages dangerous driving. Here Boss is going wide, and should have kept low on the power and stuck to the left to safely let Nathan get past, but he pulls out, forcing Nathan into the barrier. It might not look like much, but cars get projected further out at times like that, so Nathan had to jump far out the way. You can see Nathan having to turn the wheel and bring it back slightly to avoid Boss before putting it back over, but he ran out of room and went into the barrier. I think Boss was being too selfish in these incidents, having destroyed one car, damaged another and blocked two more. I think he could have avoided all of those incidents. Here's Bonehead taking a perfect line with excellent speed, but as he goes wide he drives over the corner. In the AfroLeague we want half the car to be kept on track, making sure two wheels are always on the tarmac. Obviously mistakes happen, but if you get it wrong you should always try and make the corner if it's safe. If you do go over a corner, you could stay off the power so you're not carrying an unfair speed. Deliberate corner cutting and abandoning corners might be different things, but they're both unfair advantages. This is an intended corner cut, since the racing line goes over the apex and into the runoff. Watching Riotbox, who was just in front, taking the same corner on the same lap, with a perfectly clean racing line, skipping to lap 12, and Bonehead still doing it consistently, making up his own racing line that goes far to the outside. He's gotten himself the lead, and still doesn't want to stop. Although Riotbox was leaving the track too, it wasn't as consistently as Bonehead, which means the next clean driver down the order was suffering the most, which was me, and at times I wasn't too far away from the front runners. If the roles had been reversed, if I was corner cutting and they weren't, maybe I'd have won. Thanks to the guys for letting me use their videos. I hope you appreciate your clips were used constructively. Here are the links. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next video.